At this time, COVID brought chaos to the car dealership in both good and bad ways. The bad way was all the cars became like instantly worth 10 grand more, both new and used across the board.
Was this because of the shortage of the chips for new cars?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. And I mean, just a lot, the shutdown in the world, there was so many reasons. The chip shortages, whatever it was, materials, factories, everything getting shut down. So now if you wanted to go buy a brand new Corolla, instead of $189 a month on a lease, you were paying like $589 to lease a new Corolla. And if you wanted to buy it, it cost $10,000 a month more. And the dealerships that used to sell 100 cars a month now only had 10 to 20 to sell.
Oh, wow.
Where they used to have 200 to sell and they sell 100, they only had 10 to 20 for that month to sell. So they still had the same bills and everything else, but I get it. Okay, they're used to making a couple grand a car. Now they need to make 12 grand a car. So also supply and demand. There was not a shortage of buyers. The economy was flooded with all types of stimulus checks and COVID relief funds. So everybody had an abundance of money and consumer goods went through the roof, specifically cars. So now the new cars were 10 grand a month or $10,000 retail more. But also, you could buy a brand new car if you could get lucky enough to buy it at MSRP and go sell it to CarMax and make $5,000. And the trade-in vehicles or the lease returns also had equity of $5,000 to $10,000 more. This is where a lot of customers got upset and they kind of overpaid for cars. Most of them didn't know that they could cash in the equity on their lease returns. So they were just turning their lease into the dealership. And because most people worked at home, a lot of 2-car, 3-car households went down to 1 or 2 cars. So they didn't need to lease another car.
Yeah, I remember I got rid of my car.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of people got rid of cars. And the only time in history that I know of where LA traffic ceased to exist. The freeways were clear. They were no longer parking lots. You could get from one side of LA to the other in 20 minutes instead of 2 hours. It was amazing. But it was crazy too. It was almost surreal. But yeah, so cars went up 10 grand, both new and used. A lot of people were leaving the equity from their lease return on the table. That's where I started to make a lot of money, when people were just turning in their leases to me, and I was able to capture that equity by selling their car, wholesaling their car. And also, I was also really good at brokering, because let's say you did want to lease a new car, but the offset was about 10 grand. Well, I could take the 10 grand equity from your current lease, apply that towards the new car, and instead of you paying $589 a month for a new Corolla, your payment went up to $289 instead of $189. So it was like a
huge
sweet
savings.
spot. Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I had one customer who was so happy. I got him a Honda Civic for like $189 or $79 a month. And by the time he turned in his lease or he sold his lease, he said, I got all of the money back on the lease. So he walked away. Yeah, he walked away with the check for like $8,500, and that basically gave him all of the money. So he was so happy, and he didn't need another car. I was like, yeah, good for you, man. So a lot of my customers were super happy with the deals I got them.